Shalom, shalom, shalom. Okay, make sure the volume is up on here. All right. Shalom, shalom. We're going to talk about after the 400 years. After the 400 years. Shalom, shalom, Bombo. Shalom, shalom, Albany, Georgia. So I'm going to wait a few minutes, see if I have some more people come in. But, I played a video back, I think it was in June, July. I was talking about the 400-year prophecy. And that's something because I put it up, I think it was yesterday. And if you listen to the video, I had no knowledge of coronavirus and all this stuff going on today was happening. Matter of fact, I was just breaking down Genesis 15, 12, 13, 14, and looking at that scripture and letting people understand that it's after the judgment, then we will leave here with great substance. And this is before pre-coronavirus, before none of that came about. And matter of fact, it was before August, before August the 19th of 2019 on that video. And when we as Israelites, when we speak of the 400-year prophecy, a lot of times people that's in these other religions and Christianity, they look at us like we're crazy, blah, blah, this. And they'll say that, oh, I thought y'all was supposed to be gone after the 400 years without even looking at the, what the scripture says, So I like to give thanks and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, to the Son, the Messiah, Yahweh Shai. Give thanks and glory to you all on the chat, Salt of the Earth, my brothers on Salt of the Earth, and all the other Israelites out here that's breaking down and trying to wake our people up before it's too late. So I'm ready to get started here. I'm going to send this out right quick, trying to go to it right here and sending that because it seems like sometimes when I send my stuff out, a lot of like my stuff don't get sent out or something. But anyway, so I had to echo that. Let's go. The 400-year prophecy. I'm going to do a little talking on that. So let's get started. Now, after the 400 years. So if we go to the book of Genesis, I'm going to go there, use my phone to go to the book of Genesis, and we're going to read what it says, Genesis chapter 15. We already know what a lot of us already know what that say. So we're going to revisit that for a little bit. And we're going to read and see what do it say about the 400 years. And we're going to see where a lot of our people that's in this Christian belief and stuff, I don't really understand why they have a hard time understanding what we are talking about. So I'm going to go to Genesis 12, and it reads, Genesis chapter 15, verse 12. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abraham, lo, and a horror of a great darkness fell upon him. And all great doubts fell upon him. And he said unto Abram, know as of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Verse 14, and also that nation who they shall serve will I judge, and afterwards shall they come out with great substance. Now, so we see here, shalom, shalom, brother Yashidi. We see here that it says that nation that they shall serve going to be judged first, then we're going to come out with great substance. So this is the problem with Christianity. People that don't believe us, they'll say, I thought y'all were supposed to left. I thought y'all were supposed to be gone. And I take them right back to Genesis 15 and said, you got to understand what happens after the 400 years. Said the nation's going to be judged. Now, in Christianity, when I was in Christianity, I used to believe in the rapture. So they would say you're going to have a 7-year tribulation, then the rapture going to happen. See, that's the same thing, but it's something, they'll believe in something about a 7-year tribulation, then the rapture happens, we're going to be taken up from here. But they don't want to believe what the word tells us. After the 400 years, that nation shall be judged. Then we should leave there with great substance. It seems like it almost sounds like the same thing. But the difference is the word tells us we don't have to manipulate the scriptures to put in 7 years of tribulation. We can go right to the scripture and it says exactly what we're saying. Judgment can take years, same as long as took to scatter us. That's exactly right. Judgment can take years. It's the same way they took to scatter us. So let's go to Matthew 24. We'll go to Matthew 24. Let's see what Matthew had to say about this. Because a lot of Christians like to go there to use that scripture talking about, the rapture and all. So let's go to Matthew 24. When we get there, that's something how they believe in the rapture and the 7-year tribulation, but they want to believe in what Genesis 15, verse 12, 13, 14 tells us about the judgment on the nation. Then we will leave here with great substance. Wow. So let's go to Matthew 24. Start reading at verse 21. Let me see. I'm reading out of 1611 Bible, y'all. So Matthew 24, start reading at verse 21. For then shall be a great tribulation. See, this is what they go to. Such as was not since the beginning of the world to the time nor ever shall be. We know we are in Jacob's trouble. Now I'm going to keep on going. And verse 22, and except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. We see here that the judgment has already happened. We see here there's so many people dying with, y'all, I think I messed up again. But anyway, Lord. We see here there's so many. I think I said that word I ain't supposed to say. Well, I didn't say the thing. I just said what happened during that. So maybe I'm okay. But we see here that so many people are dying and from y'all know what, which, that's what they say. What we dying, well, a lot of people dying from. And we see here that it's never been a time where the whole earth, different countries has been shut down, Never been a time like this. In verse 20, in Matthew 24, it's telling us. He says he's going to shorten those days. And then verse 23 says, then if any man say unto you, lo, here is Christ, or there, believe not. For there shall rise false Christs and false prophets shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch if it were possible that they shall deceive the very elect. Now, everything is about deceiving us. You notice that? So it's telling us we got all these false religion out here. We got Islam. We got Christianity. We got Buddhism and all kinds of different religion that's pulling our people to go here and go there. We also got people stand up and saying they the Messiah. We see that's going on today too. Seems like everything is lining up. You know, we are in that time, that tribulation time, but this tribulation time is talking about the judgment of the world. Our judgment has always been on us because ever since we broke the statute, laws, and commandments. So verse 25 says, behold, I have told you before, wherefore if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. We see our people, what they do. When Jim Jones led them to drink all that poison out there in wherever they was at, and we see now we got people all kinds of places saying that this is the right way and all about tricking us. You notice majority of the time when you got these false Christs rising up, like what happened in Texas, David Koresh, it's all about tricking so-called black people because we are the true people. It's the main point of focus. You know, it's something that all these things come to pass. It's been happening, but we wasn't in the awakening. At least I was not in the awakening then, back then. But now, he said, exactly, return home. So now we are in the awakening. So awakening, we can understand what's going on after the 400 years has passed. And we are in the judgment time today. So, and then verse 20, where I'm at, verse 27 says, for as the lightning cometh out of the east, shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man. So he said, the lightning comes from out of the east and shine towards the west. So right here, let us know that the Hamashiach is coming from the east. He's going to shine towards the west. Verse 28, for whosoever that cooketh is there will the eagles be gathered together. Whosoever the carcass is, there will be the eagles be gathered together. Verse 29, immediately after after the tribulation of those days, shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the power of heaven shall be shaken. All these things, he's giving us a sign to look for. Now, I don't know about y'all, but have y'all seen where China, they put up that fake sun? Wow. Have y'all seen what's going on over there in, where is it, Allen, where that volcano erupted? That's right, Psalms 83. The Eagles, Bombo is right. Have y'all, anybody pay attention to that? Verse 31 reads, and then shall appear the signs of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. Wow, I wonder why they're going to mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man come in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of the trumpets, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds and from one end of heaven to the other. This is very, very great prophecy. And this is what Joel is talking about in Joel 3, how he's going to gather us right here. So when you ever talk about the 400 years and after the 400 years and the judgment, what we're living in today, and you run across these Christians that try to say, oh, what judgment? You ask them, do they believe in the 7 years tribulation? They're going to say, yeah. Do you? And then you ask them, what's going to happen? Oh, we're going to be taken to heaven or up in the sky, or whatever, rapture. And then you ask them to show you that they ain't going to be able to show you. But we said that 400-year prophecy is talking about us, Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth. And that afterwards, that nations that have us in captivity said he will judge. And that's what's going on today. So let's go to Revelations 8. Let me get out of here. Because a lot of times that when we talk about the judgment, a lot of our people that's in Christianity, bring it out, boy. They tell them to look at Brazil, Spain, France, China, Japan, even America. Exactly right. And they don't see what's judgment going around. It says to judge the tribulation of the world, what we just read, is going to be something like they never heard before. When have we ever had a worldwide shutdown? I ain't never heard of that in my 49 years being on earth. So let's go to Revelations 8. Now I could read all of that, but I'm not going to read the Revelations 8. 8:1, he says, and when he had opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven. There was silence in heaven, and there in heaven about the space of a half an hour. And I saw the seven angels which stood before God. To them were given seven trumpets. Now we just read back in Matthew 24, I think it's 31:30, that he's going to send his angels, verse 31, to bring the trumpets. It's the same prophecy. All this is come about with the judgment of the world, the ones that had us in slavery, the ones that afflicted us for 400 years, the ones that lied on us, the ones that killed our children, that fed our children to alligators and bashed their heads against bricks, the ones that right now are killing us and finding themselves not guilty, as in the book of I think it's Zephaniah 11:5, Zechariah 11:5 said the oppressors would kill you and find yourself not guilty. That's what they're doing today. But here lately, we see the tide slowly start to change. We're seeing people getting put in prison for life when they kill us. We see even police getting some time. So we can see that the judgment is happening and times are starting to flip over. You know what the camp guys use, the cake unturned? Well, the cake is turning now. Praise Yah. So we are living in a time of judgment. We're talking about after the 400 years is what we're talking about. Let me see here. I want to put in the, let's see. I want to put up the what's name. Come on. And see if anybody want to come in and talk about after or anything y'all want to say. If y'all want to come in, I can put the link up. Without see if y'all got anything to say about after the 400 years. We know that the volcano exploded the other day. I think y'all, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all are aware of that. We see China putting up that fake sun. I'm pretty sure y'all have seen that. We also seeing Russia get ready to go up against Ukraine, I believe. Now I heard they was trying to put sanctions on Russia, but I don't know if that's going to stop them. We seeing a lot of stuff happening, and we know what's going around killing people. Oh, you know, y'all know what it is. I can't say that. I'm trying to, boy and Bo. I'm trying to. So, but now my question is for y'all, for anybody. Matter of fact, let me put the thing up in the. Yeah, that's right. That CO. You know, I was banned for a week for using. I don't think for using that, but for using the other thing. I was banned. I made a mistake and said it. I said it tonight, but I didn't say it in a way I was using it, talking against it. So I got banned for a whole week. Okay. What's brother Ralph Wolf says apparently there is a massive underwater volcano in the Caribbean Sea. Wow, yeah, that's what I was talking about. They said it says maybe once every decade, and this happening. It reminds me of Wormwood. Remember the story in Revelation about the burning mountain? But says the water became bitter. The Kikim Jenny. Wow. So we see a lot of stuff that's going on and happening. Let me see if I can put this thing up in here. Let me see y'all. I'm gonna put this link up in the chat right here. All right, y'all. Just put the link up in the chat. If anybody want to come on and talk about after this 400 years. Yeah, I know, Raphael Wolf. It says the way they describe Wormwood, it seemed like a falling star out of the sky. I was just making a comparison with the mountain. Mm-hmm. Some people do call it an asteroid, but the comparison with that mountain that erupted underwater sounds similar, except it wasn't coming out of the sky. So we see that after the 400 years, a lot of stuff has been going on. It's been happening. Huge lockdown means of people taking place once again in China. All right. So yeah, we see that too. I can't remember if we ever had a worldwide lockdown like we had before. I mean, like what we just seen. It just happened to us not too long ago, and seemed like they trying to go back to that too. Well, I don't think we ever had that. And so what's going on today with the judgment? It goes hand in hand with the scriptures, what we read, and yet still you'll have people saying, "Oh, I really don't know if that is talking about." But that's talking about, the tribulation. We are in tribulation time. We as Israelites already been going through Jacob's trouble. We as Israelites now see the world tribulation is going on. The four horsemen are riding. The four horsemen, when it talks about the four horsemen, that's good for us, y'all. In Christianity, that's how the four horsemen, they make y'all scared. But actually, it's good for Israel because they come to freight the ones that scattered Israel. So, tonight, we're talking about after the 400 years, y'all, and we see that the judgment is coming about. We see all kinds of stuff happening. So, like I said, I put the, that's right, Bombo. Four horsemen come to clean house. That's right. For us, that's right. But in Christianity, when they read the four horsemen, they try to scare you half to death. I know I used to be scared in Christianity. Oh, the four horsemen's coming, But I put the link in the chat. If anybody want to come in and talk a little bit about this after the 400 years, let me know. And I also want to speak on, I don't want to really get too farther off the subject, but today I was on Facebook and I heard this brother, he was saying that Christianity is not all that fake, blah, blah, this. I said, yes, it is. Anyway, make a long story short, kind of find out, he was saying that he didn't believe that we was enslaved. And I said, dude, you must not be an Israelite. First he had like he, believed we was the Israelites. Then he turned around and said, well, he don't believe in the Bible because I started giving him scriptures proving that Israel will be scattered to the four corners of the earth. Then the brother turned around and said, well, he really don't follow the Bible. I said, well, why are you worried about if Christianity is fake or not, if you don't follow the Bible? Completely is a lie, yes. And so then I asked him, I said, well, why don't you come on my channel and you can bring your statement? He was saying God's name was some Native American name, some crazy stuff. I said, who you been watching, Dane Calloway? He was like, yeah, y'all scared of Dane. I said, bring Dane Calloway on. I said, well, apparently you don't believe in the Bible because we know he don't. And then he said he didn't believe in the Bible. And I'm like, well, why are you speaking on the Bible? You don't believe? Or the Bible been tampered with. I said, okay. I said, yeah, but do you do further research and find out what's going on with that? He said, well, he really don't read the Bible. And I'm like, well, dang, dude. So you believe America's our home? He said, yeah. I said, well, prove it. I said, come on the channel and prove America is so-called black people, AKA African-American, real Israelites home. Then he said, well, I don't have that much knowledge to debate you on that. I said, well, why are you even bothering me? It's something how people like Dane Calloway and all these other people, I got this. That's why the scripture tell you, don't run the ones say they call themselves the Messiah. And he's using Dane, he like Dane Calloway is the man. I said, well, go get Dane Calloway. I said, you sound like a cheerleader. Go get him and you two come on and bring it. I said, you bring whatever knowledge or whatever you got, and I can prove to you that you're wrong. And of course, he didn't want to do that. Then I had a lady come online, gonna tell me I hate to see Israelites debating one another. I said, first of all, the dude don't recognize himself as an Israelite. And she said that makes her sick. I said, I'm sorry, then you must gonna have to be sick because I believe in truth. It had nothing to do with pride. This is a thing. I'm gonna do a lesson on this, but I had another sister tell me that too online. But I want people to realize this. When Paul said we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, at that time, what was Paul talking about? We know we wrestling right now, the times that we living in. We are wrestling against flesh and blood and principalities. But Paul was saying that they weren't wrestling against flesh and blood, but principalities. What was Paul talking about? When you ask people that's in the Christianity spiritual realm, they ain't gonna be able to tell you. But the scriptures let us know that it was a deception going on during that time. And that's the same thing that we fighting today, a deception of Christianity, Islam, Dane Collarways. So we have to fight what the principalities with the word. That's what when the Messiah was on the mountain, what did he use? The word against Hashatan. That's what he's talking about. And that's what's going on today, except we getting killed on the streets, really getting killed, killing each other, and the authorities killing us, and anybody that can kill us and get away with. So we fighting against flesh and blood and principalities today. And so when you tell brothers they shouldn't go out and stand up for Yah and bring the true word out against these atheists, against these Christian people, that means it's almost like telling them don't fight that principality. Can you imagine telling them it's a war out there and we fighting? I don't want you to fight to protect us. And we have to stand up for what's right. North and South America is built just like Egypt. Native America descended from Ham. Now, that's exactly right. And a lot of people are so messed up with that. And it's really easy to understand that. So when you got black people there, they run around, they say, oh, I got Native Americans in me. They don't realize they had you enslaved. They could have raped your grandma or could have raped your granddaddy. Just like what happened to us when we were slaves by the white. But they act like it's some privilege or something. It's so lost. But anyway, getting back to after the 400, I just want to say that because I'm going to do a lesson on, which I know a lot of y'all already know, that when what Paul is talking about, we don't fight wrestle against flesh or blood, but principalities and, spiritual wickedness. And when you say spiritual wickedness, we know we're not talking about Christianity, spiritual wickedness floating in the air. And this is what a lot of our people won't get away with that. They'll say, I got a spiritual this and a spiritual that. And then you ask them, what is that? And they can't even tell you what spiritual means. When it's in the word, you should know what it means. It tells you in Romans 6, about Romans 8, 6 and 7. When you talk about the spirit, it said to be spiritual minded means that you're going to keep the laws of God. To be carnal minded, you're not. So when people run around here, you can get a what they call it, a spirit this, a spirit that. That's not what the word so in other words, can you imagine if you say the word spirit in Hebrew, the ruach? Now let's do like a lot of Christians say, oh, you got a ruach drinking. You got a ruach lust. You got a ruach. Man, they're just taking the ruach and calling them everything. Eh? But anyway, I don't want to get too far in that. I do a lesson on that so we can open up the book and see what Bombo said. Latino Hispanics, most of them that have that 6% African blood have it from Ham. Look at those plates that used to wear in their lips. Yeah, you're right. They wear those long plates in their lips. And they even, she laughed, and they even, you're right. They have that Hamite even structure. Even some of the music is like Ham too. But, I was telling not too long ago, sister, I said, listen, you got to get away from the Christianity spirituality. If you don't, you'll never understand the Bible. And that's something I got to teach you on. But let's get back on the subject. Let's go ahead and close this out. I thought somebody may want to come on and talk about this after 400 years. Y'all see me? Got the jersey on. I mean, not the jersey, the hoodie on, Pittsburgh Steelers. Hope they win tonight. But if they don't, oh well. We're going to have our own football team in Israel. The Israel Lions. But anyway, the link ain't working. Let me see. I'm going to put it back up. Maybe I didn't do it right. HTT. Putting it back up now. All right. Try that now. That should work. I don't know. Okay, yes, you do. Oh, okay. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, everybody.
Okay. You be bringing it, Mr. Bombo. Oh, shalom.
Shalom, everybody.
Let me bring it. Mr. Bombo. Hello? I think you got an echo, Sister Bombo. Cut your how about now? Can you
Is that better?
I think you got an echo, Sister. Yeah, I think you
I
got
don't know. I don't know why.
Okay, hold on. Hold on, I'm gonna take you out and bring you back in. All right, now come back. Shall not close all the ports, which mean everything. All right, come back in, Bombo. See what can you hear me? Which means everything will be affected. Car parts, medicine, machinery. Medicine, machinery.
Is that better?
Yeah. Heard you get that. So I know you. So of course you heard the message talking about after the 400 years and what's all going on. I seen a lot of people, talking about it on here and saying stuff. So what is one of the main things you see after the 400 years that has been happening that we can say never happened before?
All praises to the Most High, first and foremost, and the Son. I can see everywhere I go. First of all, you have to start in your own square, like where you at. If you just look around, even the landscapes look different, right? For me, that's just for me. The landscape looks different. The products, services, everything is different. Mainly everything is virtual now, right? You can't even walk into what is those places, like those emergency places, like if you have an illness and you want to go to, like, you don't go to the hospital, you want to go to like a little center or something like that. You can't even do that anymore. You literally cannot do that anymore. Everything is changing. If you just quiet yourself and look around, you'll be able to see it. It is not blatant. You're not going to see it on a wide scale, because this is why they want to shut us up in the house, right? So we can't see what's being changed. Everything is being changed right before our eyes. Not only that, you have the weather has gone berserk. Have y'all looked at Brazil? Everywhere south of America is flooding. They have, just yesterday, I saw most of the crops in South America has frozen. When have you ever known that area to have frozen crops? The landscape is changing. You just have to just open your eyes and look. You can see it. But see, people are expecting an immediate result after the 400 years. They're expecting, if I hit you, you're going to hit me right back. That's not how y'all works. He going to do it in his time. And I believe the same way how long did it take them to scatter us? They started, what, 1500s, right?
Yeah.
And it ended what, 1700s when they stopped shipping us from Africa? So 200 years it took them to scatter us. I'm not trying to say judgment is going to last that long, but you have to take that into consideration. If it took that long for the prophecy to come true, us being scattered, judgment is not going to happen overnight like some of us pray for.
Yeah, you made a good hold up. Is it echo over there?
No
Okay.
echo.
Okay. You made a good point. And Donovan being Jr., he put urgent care when you was talking about. My cousin, he told me about 3 days ago. Oh Lord, I gotta make sure I don't say the wrong thing. But anyway, he went and got that, you know what, probably 6 months ago. I told him not to do it because he was born with always had like asthma, kidney problems. He was born with bad asthma. He was a sickly kid. And I think he had like 2 kidneys now. And he's doing good. But when he did do it, the first time he did it, I almost took him away from here. Got so sick. I said, man, then he went ahead and did the rest. Y'all pretty sure y'all know what I'm talking about. So he got everything. And he called me. I called him to check up on him. And he said, because, we got this Hebrew car club and I want to get it up and run it again up this summer. And he's in the car club. And so he was like, man, I'm sick again, but you know what? I said, again? He said, this time I even got pneumonia. I said, wow. And he told me he went to the emergency room. He was in there 12 hours waiting. So that that right there is something to think about. When you said that, it brought up, I just remember what he told me.
I have been paying attention to the landscape, not only the landscape, but the services. So I can't just go down the street to the grocery store and specifically get something that I want. Now I have to travel a ways away to get it. The landscape is changing. And if you just quiet yourself, you can see it. I believe famine is here. I truly believe that.
Yes.
It's happening so fast. And I don't believe us. I know Hebrews are scattered to the 4 corners, but I just don't believe that Judah have experienced a lot here in North America yet. I don't think it's hit us as of yet. Yeah, we all know about the special thing, right? But I'm talking about if you just look around, YouTube got so many videos, you got so many places underwater flooding, freezing, fires, nonstop. It's like it's not stopping. Hurricanes, ripping up cities and states just like that in a matter of seconds. What was it last week that fire came through Connecticut or Colorado or something?
Yeah,
Destroyed them thousands of homes in a
thousand of
matter
homes.
of seconds. The landscape is changing. We should just be getting ready. I know I sound a little excited because I am. I know we're not supposed to be happy at these things, but I'm happy. I am. I'm praising the Most High in this time.
Well, Luke 21 give us different signs what we see to say. He said, look up. You see the Son of
Yes.
Man coming. He didn't say look up and cry in pain. He tell us to look up that our redemption draws what? Near. Yeah. I understand that we're going to have loved ones that's going to get lost, and we got loved ones that won't wake up. We got people that think we are crazy. But that's why when I asked the question, after the 400 years, we got people believing the 7 years tribulation, but they want to believe in the judgment after it's crazy. It's the same thing. Yes.
I mean, I don't understand how you could believe in the rapture. It just logically, if you have any, what my daddy used to say to me, you can get a bachelor's degree and a master's degree, but if you don't have no brain, it's what's the point? It don't make logical sense that you can do as thou willeth, call on the name of Jesus and get raptured in the midst of trouble.
I used to believe that, because they would use that. How about the man that was on the cross? How about the man that was on the cross? All the stuff he did, and he was able to go to paradise, And I used to really believe that because that's the scriptures that Christianity would use. But now if I go back and look, that man that was getting ready to get lynched, he probably wasn't even in the wrong anyway. Because a lot of our people get put in prison, ain't did nothing wrong.
Ain't
And
did
also,
nothing.
now we know who we are. It's easy to understand. And that man knew about the statute, laws, commandment. He grew up with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand because how many times is rapture mentioned in the Bible?
Not one time at all.
Oops. Wait a minute.
No.
You don't say.
No, but see, when you look up that word rapture, actually it means forcibly taken away.
When you get raptured, that's a bad thing.
Raped. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But a lot of people don't understand that, and they use that. Now, I'm gonna look at this comment. Donald Ben Judah, he made a great. Donald Ben Judah, if you can come on, or can you put that statement you put in my comments about when you think we are going to leave from here? It was pretty good. It's just thought he was saying about that. But I am looking for, and I transitioned back to North Carolina where I'm from. All right, well, Donovan Judah, you get that chance, please find it, and or just put up your thoughts on that. Can you just put it, but you don't have to find it. But anyway, I'm still transitioning back to North Carolina. Well, I'm in North Carolina. I'm still moving stuff, but I want to find something. There's something in this word, even in the Apocrypha or in the 66 books or in the books that is really going to pinpoint us the time of us leaving, which, we know in Hosea, he said he's going to allure us to the wilderness. And I think that's happening now with us getting killed in America and stepped on and all this. But then, what's going on there? And they're closing the portals, so we can't even leave now. I'm like,
they can do us. Look, you know, nothing shocks me about them anymore.
Yeah,
I'm truly at a point in the walking with Yah that I don't care what they do
that's right.
because his will is going to be done. Israel is going to be free. It don't matter what you do. You can ask for a pass. You can I don't care what you do. Draw a line in the sand and tell the Father your plans and watch him
That's right.
laugh at you. And
Mm-hmm.
that's just gonna make it all the more better. Yes, we will be crying, asking where's Zion when we leave here. We will be weeping and crying when we leave here. But I believe that's because we're gonna be so happy to
Yes.
go. You know that happy cry when you sobbing, but you happy, but you can't help but to cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I'm just waiting for the sign. That sign is gonna be placed. It's coming soon. That
I
end time.
I am too. All right. We got somebody else on here. The Ralph Wolf. You have something to say? Shalom, the Ralph Wolf. Hello. Hello. I got you on mute. Let me see.
Shalom, brother. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, yeah. I was waiting on you to say something. Yeah, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, brother. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can hear you now. Hello? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I heard you were asking about, how our world has changed. See, shalom, shalom. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. We
I'm
can hear you.
here. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello, hello.
Yes. How about now?
I don't know, but yeah.
Can you hear me now?
He's muted. His mic is muted.
Yeah, I'm taking it off. Okay, unmute. Unmute your mic. Hello? Uh, The Ralph Wolf. Unmute your mic. Unmute your mic. I don't know. He was talking then. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Cause he's from Australia, right?
Yeah.
Cause I was seeing something about flooding there too. Did y'all see the tsunami warning in California yesterday?
Yes.
Donovan Ben Judah, he on it.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was trying to get him to come on.
Yeah,
Okay.
come on
He said
in,
we
Donovan.
started the great tribulation. All right, there you brother. Talk. Now can you hear him now? Bombo.
Nope, he ain't saying nothing.
The Ralph Wolf. You think he got bad connection or something?
It's a possibility.
Oh, let me check the private. He said I'm muted. No, you're not. Unmute your mic. Oh, you tell him to log off, come back. Okay, that's probably what he need to do then.
Yeah, I had to do that too.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was trying to get Dr. Ben Judah because he had put a statement up. He says, we started the Great Tribulation March 2021. It ends, okay, September 2023, 2 years and a half. So, the
Ooh,
Romans, Yashadik put Romans 8:19 for the earnest expectation of the create, creator waiteth for the manifestation of the Son of God. So when if you in Christianity and you look at you waiting on a rapture or somebody to come and save you out of the mix, what are you thinking now? What's going on when all these people are dying from you? Well, what they say from you know what? What I mean, are they now having second thoughts? I mean, what do you think?
well, technically, some of them will be raptured because in the book it says that Israel will line them up at the top of their streets and put chains on them and take them to their land. So technically, some of them will be raptured. I
Yeah,
mean,
but well, this is the thing. That pretty much can be true, but we know they're not talking about that. They're talking
well,
about, they talking about going a place and living in the sky.
mm, we'll make it nice for them. I mean, that's what the book say. The book say, "Here's the patience of the saints." That's what we're waiting on.
Yeah, that's what we waiting on. So what, Donovan? Yeah, you're right. It says that that's the worker shortage. Yeah, shortage in work. It's look at what he said. August 21st, 2019, eclipse marked 400 years to the day the first slave arrived in Amalek. So, so one of my boys put a comment up here. I don't see it. He told me to put one up here. But yeah, so okay. Oh yeah, the bird flu in Israel now. You see, Yamanda. It
Hmm.
says the bird flu. Let me just pull it up right here. It
Oh yeah,
says
I see it. What?
the bird flu in Israel, all through Europe. Now you know that's been around for again. It's coming back. Wow. So
It got a lot to do with cleanliness too. I'm just gonna say that.
mm,
Got a lot to do with that. I don't care what
okay.
nobody say.
Oh,
Israel is a clean people.
all right. Shalom, brother.
Shalom, brother. How you doing?
Doing fine, doing fine. Okay. I remember you now.
Yeah, that's me
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
from
yeah. We talked to you before on Assault of the Earth, right? I
yeah,
think I
from
talked to you.
Australia. Yeah.
Yeah. What's going on? What you got for us?
Well, you were asking before about how our world has changed. Since the 400 year, after the 400 year prophecy, and I just recall that you know during that time that America was commemorating the end of the 400-year end of slavery. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I, we took a trip to the Caribbean, and that's after we've been living in Australia for maybe almost 20 years. And we're originally from St. Lucia. But when we went home, you know the landscape of the country had literally changed. You see, because like things we've never seen. I mean, there was a plague of sargassum seaweed. I do not know if you guys have heard that about in the Caribbean having the massive, outpour of sargassum seaweed from the ocean.
Wow.
You see, and I mean, I live on the edge of the water. I've lived on the edge of the water from time I was a kid. Um, Actually, the beachfront was my backyard, and when I went home, I have never seen ever such a massive outpour of sargassum seaweed ever. Imagine, I probably have never seen sargassum seaweed at all. There was
Wow.
seaweed, and there was times when there was like a lot of seaweed, and we were able to come together as a community and take our rakes and our shovels and stuff, and in a few hours we'd get rid of it, put it in a pile, it would decompose, and we would have a nice pile of compost after a few months or at least a year. But yeah, it was practically destroying the beaches. I mean, white sand beaches became mud.
Mm.
You see,
Yes.
uh, and then like the sister said about the landscape, and I know you were not talking about the real landscape, sister, but in St. Lucia at least, I saw the landscape change because I believe our people in the Caribbean, a lot of us, the majority of the people in the Caribbean don't know that they're Israel, and lawlessness is waxing great among our people. Lawlessness is waxing great. There's a lot of killings in the Caribbean, and so I believe nature is taking a turn for it. You understand? Places that used to be beautiful, like there was a place I love walking. It's a massive peninsula in my community of Miku. There was a massive peninsula, and the grass looked like it was kept, but nobody never mowed the grass. You see? And when I went there, the place was rugged, like, it's like nature had just messed it up.
Mm.
You see? The third thing is, a few years ago, my brother who is a minister, um, was telling me about snakes. Now, I do not know if you guys know, in St. Lucia, we have one poisonous snake, a snake called a Therinas. Now, back in the day, hardly anybody had ever seen that thing. That thing, it's not just a poisonous snake, it's a big poisonous snake. Yeah. So, like, we'd hardly seen this thing. Today, recently I've watched videos and I've been told that these things are everywhere on the island. These things are everywhere on the island. They're getting them everywhere among people, where people are living. It used to be deep in the forest to the point that we grew up, and me myself, I love walking. I love walking. I would walk beach to beach for hours. I would walk on, in the forest, in the brushes, in the bushes, because that was me. I love nature. And I have never ever seen no snake in the bushes in my life, you know. But now, if you look up snakes in St. Lucia, you get lots of videos of that snake, which is one of the most venomous, snakes in the world. It seems to be everywhere among people, living among people. You see, so there are many things. There are many things happening among our people. You see, in those days, and I believe it's the Most High sign, that is being given, that it's time to come back, because he doesn't want to play no more. He doesn't want to play church. You see, he does not want to play Christianity. He does not want to play, hey, the pastor is going to be holy for me, or the priest is going to be holy for me. And I believe he's going to change things. Things are going to happen among our people, and our people need to realize it is time to go back and understand who their father is. I think you guys saw the volcano in St. Vincent
Yep.
recently. Yep. So
So I'm ask you a quick. That right there, yeah, just like the observers, the programmer said, that is a plague. The stuff
Mhm.
that you name out going on. So this is my question is, and when I say question, I am now. I'm gonna tell you, I do not know everything. I'm still studying, but the stuff I do know, I'm gonna bring it out. So that's why I love to ask the chat or people because hey, we all Israelites, hey, and we still learn as we go. So my question, I'm gonna ask Born Bo, and I'm gonna ask you, um, what do we should be looking for as a sign for us to get up to leave? Do y'all have a scripture or off the top of your head or whatever? Cornball, you can
well,
go ahead.
Um, I think it's going to be undeniable. Okay, it's going to be that something that is, some people may say, to describe it like magic. It's going to be something that Israel knows it's time to go. I think those of us who are awake now, and I believe there's a lot of Hebrews awake, but I believe there's only a remnant that is awakened to the truth, right? Because it's a difference to be awake and then but believe the truth. There is a difference. It's going to be a sign. It's going to be something undeniable where we all gonna know. And I believe it's going to be them telling us we got to go. You got to leave. You got to go. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care who y'all are. Just let them leave. Let them go. I think they're going to push us out. I do. That's just my thought.
Okay. How about you, brother?
all right. I'm gonna speak my mind, people. Now, what the sister said, a long time ago, I said that to my wife, and I told my wife that I believe at one time the governments, the people, will tell us get up and go. Something is not going to happen to us. Something is going to happen to them. Something is going to happen to them, and they are going to know for sure that is because that we are in the midst of them. They're going to tell us, look, get up and go. Okay, but I think um, Zachariah said, "Get out of the midst of them." I think Isaiah said, "Get out of the midst of them," and I think Zephaniah said, "Gather yourselves." You see, um, I'm not too big on getting on remembering the text, but I do remember because I listen to the audio Bible. I listen to the audio Bible a lot, and I believe the Most High wants us to actually come to an understanding with each other. You see, there are a lot of us who need help. And I think in Isaiah, when the Most High was saying, that your singing and your dancing and your praising is but noise to me. And it says that all the sacrifices that you're doing and your feasts and your festivals, I will not accept. And then lower down, he says, learn to do good, you know, care for the fatherless, defend the fatherless, feed the poor. You understand? I believe the Most High wants us to actually start working with each other, start cooperating with each other. I believe this is the time that not just waking up Israel, okay? not just trying to wake up Israel, but cooperating with Israel. Go into the places where people need and people do not have, and let's start building our people. Let's start taking our people out of the state of poverty, of extreme poverty at least. The other thing is, I believe it's time for us to realize that living among the nations is not a good thing for us. And if you have the money and if you have the means to get up and start community with your own people, where you can plant, where you can reap, where you can do business together, where you can serve the Most High together, I believe we should do that. You see?
Yes, yes. Yeah, that right there is, both of y'all gave some good examples um, on that. I go Bombo. Yeah, both of y'all gave some great examples on that. I was looking at Don the Ben Judah. He said, they ain't gonna tell us to leave. But this is the thing. Bombo, what she's saying goes along with Egypt. When the Most High and start putting this judgment on them, we see it's happening, and they trying to figure out what's going on, like what happened with Pharaoh.
That's
Now
right.
we have somebody to stand up and say, "Hey, the problem is you didn't let these people go home."
The ships of Tarshish is going to come.
Yes. So, and then I understand what Dr. Ben Judah is saying is that they, basically, because he said we was going to be, gathered. That all can play together the same. I mean, can all come in the same. We're gonna be said that we was gonna be gathered together. And the brother here is saying it, that in the books of Isaiah and Zechariah is telling us we need to get up out of here. The books of Hosea say, I will allure you to the wilderness. So we got to me, I think it's gonna be so many different ways for us to get up out of here. Now, that's a good statement, Wombo May. I seen where you said that they're gonna be throwing money at us, and we see that if we get the reparations or whatever they owe us paid back, and say, okay, if y'all are causing these things to come upon us, we give y'all this money. Will y'all get out of our hair? We know everybody's not gonna leave.
Well,
Wait,
let me say,
I don't want money, bro. I don't want money. I want cows and I want sheep and I want goats.
Yes, yes, yes. You're right, because you can, as long as you got, yeah, right. But what I'm saying is that even though if well, yeah, you get that, but you can, if you have money, you can buy that too. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. That right there do make sense. So, and that's why I like asking the question, because y'all give some very good input out. So I want us to come together and do a whole teaching on this. We can get together and everybody can bring out scriptures, their perspective, because nobody can't be wrong. Unless
I
you don't, nobody can't be
I
wrong.
agree, but the
If
books say
Yeah,
when we exit, the ships of Tarshish is going to
Tarsus.
come, and
Mm-hmm.
then it also says, "Who are these who fly like the doves that land softly?"
Mm-mm.
We're gonna be on planes, and then it also says the people that are the 10 tribes, they're gonna be on the back of donkeys and in carts. There
Okay.
are several different methods of how we're going to get to the wilderness.
sister, can I say something to you, sister? You know, in America, you all have a brand of vehicle called Buick, innit?
Huh?
In America, do you have a brand of vehicle called Buick?
Yes.
You see, in Creole, we say Buick. It means a donkey.
Well,
Wow.
in the book, you know what the book is saying. The book is
Yeah.
talking about a real live donkey because the 10 tribes are still in the
Close
land.
by. Mm-hmm.
They can come by animal. We're the ones that's going to be coming by planes and ships, the same way we were scattered.
And
Yeah.
let me add to
But
you. Let me add to the sister. Let me
go
add
ahead.
to the sister before I forget. Just before I forget. Sorry, brother. I was watching. My goodness, I cannot remember their name anymore. But there's a channel on YouTube. Filipinos who are saying that they are the people of Stashish, and they are accepting that there is a prophecy that they have to help Israel get back to their land.
Tarshish comes from Spain. If you look at an old map, you can see that there was the kingdom of Tarshish. They came from Spain. And it right to today, Spaniards and the Portuguese, you can look it up. Their cruise liners are called Tarshish ships. That's not a coincidence.
Right.
Hey, but look, y'all. Isaiah 60. Isaiah 61 is Bombo. That's what you're talking about. That's the prophecy in there. And I want one of y'all to look at this post right here, what my boy put up. Now, please don't read that one word.
Oh, I saw that. Okay. I saw that. Because we are the lowest, and I'm not talking about, now I got to be specific, because let me just say this. The Nigers in America have the lowest numbers for this.
Mm-hmm.
So be careful when you see the word that last word in her sentence.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't apply to Nigers.
That's right.
That word does not apply to Nigers, y'all. I'm telling y'all, it does not. We no longer fit in that category. I know y'all don't believe me, but if you just do some Googling, you'll see that they are separating us from
that
every ethnic group.
Yeah, they have been doing that. They have been doing that. Imagine, like, I'm seeing the laws that are being passed now. They're passing laws for Asians in America, and those very same laws have been lobbied, for Negroes in America, and have never been passed for years.
You also have laws that was just passed specifically for the Spanish.
Yeah.
That's how you know we are not the same people, y'all. We are not the same people. I keep telling my brothers and sisters, we are not the same people. This is how you know there's no such thing as black and brown. We are the black and brown.
Yeah, because we come in that type of, structure
shades,
of people, different shades.
Yeah.
That's right. Hey, well, look at this, Don Ben Judah. I think y'all got an agreement on him, Bombo.
That's right. That's right. That's my brother. He knows what he's talking about. That's
right. Ben Judah, y'all remind me so much of each other. Y'all can bring it out regardless.
That's right. That's my brother. That's my warrior brother.
Was it Ezekiel? Was it Ezekiel that talked about the 4 carpenters?
Yeah, you're talking about the 4. Actually, it's talking about the 4 horsemen, but yeah, 4 carpenters to come to fray the Gentiles, the one that scattered Judah.
Yeah, but it also says that they are the ones that are going to bring Judah back. They're the ones that scattered Judah, and they're the ones that are going to bring Judah back.
I don't think it says that, but we can go there. Let me find it for you.
I think they just going to kick out
the Gentiles.
They're going to clean that land over there. They're going to decimate that land. They're going to be busy. And I think that's when everybody else going to be like, okay, it's time. You know what? Let's just get these people back. I renege on Psalm 83. I don't want no more parts of it. That's when they ain't going to be like, let's just get them our ships, our cruise liners. I don't care. Let's just get them back to where they need to be.
Well, I saw that during the COVID thing. My spirit.
Oh, you cannot.
You can't say that, brother. You gotta say. But he ain't saying nothing bad, so it might be okay. But don't say it. You're not saying nothing bad about it.
I'm not saying for or against. I'm not saying for or against. I'm not talking against it. I was just saying with the cruise ship industry. Okay, during the events, the past events, I should say, the cruise ship industry, I thought that the cruise ship industry dying out and all those ships just being, out of use, I thought that, hey, maybe it's the time for us to be going soon because they're going to use those ships to bring us back, man.
Spain has been getting dealt with by the Most High since the volcano kicked off over there.
Mm.
Ain't nobody talking about it in our community. Look her up. Look up
Spain?
old pretty Spain and see what's going on over there. It's the volcano was erupting for over 30 days. Okay.
Oh
It
man.
was snowing, hailing, raining, flooding, fire. She getting dealt with. Mm-hmm.
Filipinos and Japhet mixed with Chinese and
Telling
Yep.
you.
Spanish. So
Telling.
Yep.
check this out, y'all. Now, my slave name is Morris Lamont Scales, right? So growing up, I hated the name Morris. I couldn't stand it because it sounds just hate it. But when I looked
Wait.
it up, and I looked up my name Lamont because it's spelled with an E on the end. Do y'all know that comes from Spain and Portugal? I was blown away. I'm like, what? So Morris actually means Morris come from Moor, and all it means is black. That's why I go by Kadar, which means black. All the same meaning, same name. But the names come from Spain and oh my god, I couldn't believe that.
You and that's how you know they are so blasphemous that they will blatantly put the truth right in your face and
Hmm.
sit back and laugh in their secret places while we walk around twiddling our thumbs, don't know what's going on.
Hey, Morris, we could swap names.
Why? So what's
My
your
my mom named me Benedict.
Oh,
oh, oh Lord, Benedict the third?
You know what I mean? And from
Yeah.
a kid, man, from a kid, I have hated that name, man.
yeah, I
It's
would have
like,
joned on you at school. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah, man. Says like the kids at school would tease me by calling me my name.
Yeah,
Yep.
I bet they did. Yeah, I think I
Yeah,
would have too,
man.
because I love to laugh. Boy, I had a good time with you.
I would have roasted you.
Yeah, I'm being roasted even now, man. I think I could forget.
Okay, y'all. I'm gonna go. This one comment I forgot to bring out. I want y'all to look at this observance. Look at this right here. I think I put it up. Yes, Ezekiel 21 was talked about bringing us to the wilderness, and we go into the bond of the covenant. That's Ezekiel 21. It's Acts 21 through 35. They got here, but if you go on to verse 38, it clears it out. Tells us that that's when we're gonna go in the new covenant, basically. How are we in? And this is another thing. I don't want to get on that, but a lot of our people believes we in the new covenant, and we're not in power, and we don't have our land.
Let's not do that because then people start putting up definitions of new and renewed and bypassed and set. I don't look, man. They Hebrew Christians, and I don't have time to look, man.
Yeah,
We in the last moments. If you want to hang on to that by any means, do as you will. You gonna find out when we get to that wilderness and Hamashiach correct you.
Yeah.
You gonna find out. Okay.
so we get
Renewed.
deeper
The
sick only
definition
the
of
worldlings.
renewed. Come on, man. We not in
Yep.
the new covenant.
He
No,
says he's
We
going. He
not.
says he's going to
no,
weed out the rebels, man. Weed
yeah,
out the rebels. You know,
that's right.
my brother is a minister, and man, there are so many things I try to explain to my brother about us being Israel and the book of Isaiah and those who are who led into slavery will go into slavery, and us selling their sons and their daughters, to what's that tribe name? The
Sabine,
Sabian.
Sabine,
Sabians, yeah.
Sabine, Sabians.
Sabians,
Mhm.
yeah. And they being knee deep, or I should I say neck deep in Christianity, man. It just cannot sit, because as if they're trying to save the world, you know, and you put before them, what about, Hamashiach said, he came not for the world,
That's
you
right.
know. I said straight out of his mouth. He said he came not for the world.
John
You see,
17:9.
you
Mm-hmm.
see. So explain this to me. Right?
He also say, I pray for them. I pray not for the world.
Not for the world. Yeah, he also
Yeah.
said that he prayed not
That's
for
what
the
he's
world.
talking about. It's that John 17:9. Yeah. Yep.
And
You see what I mean?
those Sabians gonna be taking applications.
I Teo and them did a teaching on who they think it is, and these tall guys from over there in Somalia.
That's right.
Yeah. So can you imagine? Because he said they're gonna be so far off.
That's
Woo,
right.
can you imagine they're gonna be waiting?
That's why I said, that's why I told you we're gonna have them at the streets, at the
Mm-hmm.
top of their streets, lined up. We're gonna be working with the Sabians,
Mhm.
We that's gonna be their rapture.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's the nice way to put it, because if you say they gonna go into bondage, you racist, you just hate the Gentile. But okay, so let's say it the nice way. The nice way is you gonna get raptured, all right, by those Sabians.
Yep.
It's gonna be an auction block rapture, though.
I know. I know what Ezra says about the rapture. You know. Woe to those who are not taken. Double woe to those who are taken.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Ezra says about the rapture, man. People believe it's going to be rapture into happiness and dancing and everything.
Y'all should
There is a rapture into destruction, baby.
y'all should that crazy.
Oh look. What did he say? Let me look. Where's it at? Oh man. Okay. Tulsa, Oklahoma is back again, huh? Okay.
It's
It's
black again,
crazy.
not back, black again.
Black again. Yeah, yeah, that, in Isaiah 14, right? When I be debating Christians, and especially the ones that trying to hold off on these Gentiles and take up for them, ethnic Gentiles, real Gentiles. And I go to Isaiah 14, and it tells you that we're gonna take them captives who captives we were and rule
We
over our
were.
oppressors. Yeah, and they'll say, "Oh, well, that's the Old Testament." So I'll be like, "Okay, yeah, I love doing this." I said, "So if I could show you the same thing in the New Testament, would you believe it?" Oh yeah. I said, "Let's go to Revelations 13:10. He that leads in the captivity must go into captivity."
Go
Then he
into
get mad.
activity. Yeah.
And not only that, it's another scripture that says, and I don't like saying it because I know people get so mad because you have to have a certain type of spirit to accomplish this.
That
It
must
it
be
talks
horrible, man.
it talks about how some Hebrews gonna take their babies and dash them against the stones. Now
Mm.
that is
I,
book. That's book. I didn't write that. I did not write that. And we're not talking about Hebrews doing this to Hebrews. We talking about Hebrews doing this to whom? The people who did it to us. Who are those people? Well,
mm.
I
look
used to watch.
around.
I used to watch Adam Abbott, man. I used to watch Adam Abbott preach on the side of the road, and these young boys used to throw that, and people used to get
Because it's
angry.
the truth. The truth always hurts. It cuts. And it don't give me any pleasure. But guess what? If the Most High tells me I need you to do that, that's your assignment. Guess what? Hide your babies.
And you know what? If I was to bring that out, that scripture out, they would say, "Oh, you got hatred in
Yes.
your heart and all this." When the
Yes.
Most High is saying this stuff, or they'll say, I had somebody tell me, another Israelite tell me that, "Oh, you hate white people,"
Yes.
and I said,
Mm.
"Do
They
the
hate
Most
us.
High?" Yeah, I said, "Yeah, they definitely hate." I said, "Do the most did the Most High hate Esau and the Edomites?" And then they get
Mhm.
mad. They didn't want to hear that. But I don't hate. I said, I don't hate. I don't even have the power. If I did, look, I tell you this: what if somebody, if we look at the word hate and take the action out of hate, just say, I hate that person, but nothing you can do about it. What good is hate gonna do? But they got the power to do something about it. They can stop you from getting jobs. They can kill you and not go to jail. You see all the power they have on behind the word hate?
I
We can say
just
we hate somebody and can't do nothing about it.
I just have a question. I have a question
Yeah.
because this is where I get, every chat I go into, people say, "Oh, you rowdy," or "You this, you that." No, I just don't have no sugar. I'm not gonna stroke you, rub you. I'm not. It's not in me. I had ancestors who did that before me. This time around, we ain't going down like that.
Well, with the hate and the racism thing, when you preach the word to them,
Why is it
usually,
that we gotta love everybody? We
well,
gotta join hands with everybody, but everybody else get to have their own separate. They can have their own separate businesses, their own separate entities, their own separate communities. But when it comes to the Niger, we got to love everybody. We got to accept everybody. Why?
well, they say they believe in Yeshua, don't they? They say they believe in the Most High. But look at this. The Most High say when it comes down, the bloodbath is going to be so big that, the blood is going to be up to the horse's bridle, man. So, hey, if I hate you, be thankful. The Most High really, he wants to kill you. He's coming back and slaughter you. I ain't slaughtering you yet. So, you know, I'm still showing emotion. The most High is not going to show emotion. He's going to show action.
Yes.
Well, y'all, we're ready to cut this off in it. But I think this was so good. This is talking about after the 400 years, and the point got across. And we also went into a lot more other stuff. Didn't get too far off track. We talking about after the 400 years, and a lot of stuff like y'all was saying. You read from the scriptures, and people they get mad at you. I even have a sister yank the Bible out of my hand. Sad. But
Demon.
yeah, and but she called me a demon because I was reading with the word, yanked the Bible out of my hand. I'm like, what? So I pulled
Did
out
you
my phone and kept reading it. Huh?
did you tell her, and those that will be found in the midst of them will get thrust through?
That's what the book say.
That's what
Keep
it said.
joining
No,
hands
but
with
you
them.
know what? Next time I remember that.
I appreciate you bringing me on, brother,
Hey,
as
hey,
usual.
look at brother Yashadik said.
Love him to death.
Now look at this. Look what he said. I know he.
Well,
Hey, what are you talking? I ain't thinking about Pittsburgh. You gotta do that.
Lord, now you know you ain't right. Now you know you ain't right.
Hey, hey, I want to see the Israelite coach win. The guy coach Pittsburgh is a black guy. He's an Israelite. He's the only coach in history never had a losing season. Can you believe that? I can believe.
really?
Yeah. He
What?
said you got to do this when Pittsburgh ain't coming. That's your nigga. How you know what? Oh, they are killing me over here. Look.
Donovan said this brother need
He
Jesus.
said, I'll tell Brother Cleo. Oh, yeah, y'all. Tomorrow, me and Brother Cleo is coming on. I think it's going to be 8 Eastern time, Salt of the Earth, and doing a teaching on America is falling. Have you left Babylon? Because a lot of our people want to stick on to Christianity and all this other. Oh
They
yeah,
won't
and
allow us to live. They won't allow us to live, man. They
well,
won't
well,
allow us
well,
to.
well,
That's funny.
well,
I'm in Australia. I'm in
well, we
Australia.
Let
we're
them.
talking. We talking
I'm
about
in
the
Australia.
system. No. We talking about the system. You in the system too, all over
Yeah.
the world. That's what we're talking about, and we're gonna be talking about the system of
Mm.
how they got our minds run. Our people running to Democrats and Republicans. Israelites still trying to tell people how to vote. And I said, man, they people don't care about you. So that's what we're gonna teach y'all. Because I heard a lot of Israelites, you can tell who they voting for. And I'm like, man, the word tells us we don't supposed to have no king that's not
Above us, man.
nobody that's not our brother.
Mm.
And these
Hey, baby.
crackers definitely ain't our brothers. So
But
anyway,
you guys have a better system, man. That you could choose to vote out. Here we have to vote, or else they fine us.
oh no, voting it don't. I gotta take. We're gonna play a recording what Malcolm X did a numbers on the votes doing back in the '60s, and it go hand in hand today. I mean, it's really good. Malcolm X was really good. Malcolm X. I mean, I know a lot of people like Martin Luther King, but if I had a choice to pick, I would pick Malcolm X because
That's right. He was a soldier.
he was a
I'm
soldier.
going with the
He
war.
was for the people. He was for our people. He didn't care about nobody else, and that's the difference.
And he wasn't ashamed to say it.
And yes,
If it
he
ain't
might have.
about the Negro, it ain't about nothing.
He said, "I might be a Muslim, you might be a Christian, but we black. We facing the same thing. Forget about these religions."
That's right.
So,
Yeah, I
well,
always
y'all,
tell
let's
that.
get off of here, y'all. Let me go. Give me something to eat.
Thank you, brother, for having me on. I appreciate it.
You got to come on. I like that. You bring it. I talk about you all the time in a good way, Bombo.
Much love, my brother. Much love.
Yeah.
It's
And
nice talking
nice
to
to
you guys,
speak to
man.
you, Mr. Ralph.
Rah.
Yeah, brother Ralph, good to have you on. Like
Thanks,
tomorrow,
man.
me and brother Cleo supposed to be on. I'm gonna be back on sometime this week, and I want y'all to come back on. But next time, I want to talk about the spirituality of Christianity, God in our system, how we spiritualize everything. This is why we don't understand scriptures
Hey,
by using
quickly before we go, brother.
spiritual. Yeah,
Quickly before we go, brother. Did you hear about brother Hugh Dennis from England, from the UK?
no, what
Brother
happened?
Hugh Dennis, yeah, one of our Hebrew Israelite preachers died yesterday.
Oh, from that thing.
Brother Hugh Dennis from England.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. I think I know. Is he a Jamaican, really?
Is brother Hugh Dennis Jamaican, babes?
If that's him, I
He's
used to
Jamaican.
talk.
Yeah, he's Jamaican. He's Jamaican.
Oh, I used to talk to him, man.
Yeah, one of the pastors that told his church, he was
Oh
a
no, no,
Christian.
no,
He
no,
told
no.
his church
Okay,
that
okay.
that
That's not
that
him.
they were
Okay.
Israel.
Yeah.
Israel, Hebrew Apostolic was his channel.
Okay. I think that's the guy I'm talking about. I can't remember, but he was really hyper. If that's the guy I'm talking about, real hyper
Yeah,
dude. Yeah. Oh man.
Dr. Trevor Eudenis.
Okay. I'm gonna look it up. See, if that's the same guy. But I'm so sad to hear about that. But you know what? At least he left here knowing the truth, and the truth will
Yep.
make you free. Good. Y'all mighty.
Shalom, people.
Shalom, peace to all of y'all. Shalom.
Shalom.